Welcome everyone, welcome to this week's live stream. And today I am talking about, I have my notes here. I am talking about my top 5 worries or concerns when I see people trying to do DIY Feng Shui, do it yourself Feng Shui. I'm not saying that you can't, it's just that you need to be mindful of the information that you're getting. Not just with Feng Shui, you know, just as with any other body of knowledge, like you're wanting to try a certain kind of diet, let's say the paleo diet, or you want to try a certain kind of exercise, let's say. You want to make sure that the information that you're getting is going to be helpful and not going to make things worse. Okay, I knew of someone that started a diet and, you know, just started feeling really bad, blood pressure through the roof, started, you know, losing her hair. So it's like, you know, not just with Feng Shui, with any information that we absorb, you want to make sure that you're doing it properly. But what I am sharing with you guys in this live stream today are the top 5 no-nos. So if you are brand new to Feng Shui, or if you've never heard of classical Feng Shui before and you catch yourself doing this, you need to stop, okay? Because you're gonna get yourself into a pickle if you're not careful. So let me do these guys here. Oops. Okay, so the very first one, you guys see this nifty thing here? Dangerous water placement. Now, I've said this many times before in quite a few of my videos, in that people would think, oh, there's actually a few other things relating to that, okay? Water placement. You've read all these books and all these online articles talking about activating money energy with water. Now, one of the first myth is that water is not the only way to activate for money, okay? And I'll come back to the dangerous water placement in a bit. I did a consultation recently, and I asked them to keep the place bright, to turn on the light, right? To increase the foot traffic through a certain part of the house in order to activate for money. And then the client was like, oh, you mean we're not using water to activate for money? I said, no, because in this case, 1, we cannot do water placement. 2, the yang activity can actually be used even more effectively compared to water, using a water feature in terms of activating for money. So that was a light bulb moment for the client, in that there is not just one way of remedying or activating for something. So water placement. Now, this is the bane of my existence as a Feng Shui consultant, because how many of you guys, the ones who are watching me live right now, how many of you thought the southeast corner was your money corner? Right? And how many of you were told to put water feature in the southeast corner in order to activate for money? Tell me the truth. It's okay to be honest. This is, in my opinion, the single most dangerous piece of advice any Feng Shui book or any Feng Shui article can give you. 1, because the money corner is not always in the southeast. It depends on the period and the facing of the home. Anything generic like that, don't you think that it's illogical for such universal guidelines to be applicable to millions and billions of homes all over the world? It doesn't make sense, right? Renee was saying, I was told to place water feature in the north to activate for career. That's another thing, right? The idea that the southeast corner is your money corner, that the north is your career corner, and I have another video about the Bagua on that. That is so dangerous. Okay, and Renee said didn't work. It made things worse. Again, because it's generic information. So the idea that southeast is your money or the north is your career and you use water to activate that, it does not work. You need to look at the period and the facing of the home. And by the way, and you guys, the ones who have followed me for a while, you know, most homes actually have 3 money corners. Some homes even have a 4th. And someone asked me if I teach on that. If you're not coming to the full Feng Shui certification course, I do teach about the money corners, or I call them money power spots, in my program here, manifestingcode.com. Okay, in the first few weeks after you register, you get my modules about how to figure out, based on the period of your home, meaning when you moved in, and based on the facing of your home, meaning the compass direction of your home, then I have a very clear guideline in terms of where the 3 and potentially your 4th money spots are. Okay, so no generic advice at all. This is, you know, if you couldn't do a private consult and you want to know your money corners, manifestingcode.com, one of the first few modules that opens up to you, is the place to get, the thing to get. Hello, Kenneth. Welcome, welcome. And in my almost a decade now as a Feng Shui consultant, I have gone into homes where the water placement was done in the Southeast, because that's all they knew. That's all they read in books. That's all they've been told. And yeah, sure enough, things got worse. In fact, one was at the brink of bankruptcy, right? At the brink of bankruptcy. This was do it yourself, which is not so bad. That's almost forgivable. I've also mentioned many times of a couple of other clients who had Feng Shui consultants who are not properly trained, and they were told to put the water feature, and it made things worse as well, right? So that's the thing. Be very, very careful with water feature. Just as if you place it properly, it is powerful in activating good energy. But the flip side can also happen. If you place it the wrong way, then you're going to make things really bad. Okay, Irina, where are the courses? I have 2 available offers here, FengShui2018.com and ManifestingCode.com. If you are asking about a certification course, you can message me on Facebook and we'll take the conversation offline. Okay, so that's dangerous water placement number 1. So if you have a water feature in the Southeast or a water feature in the North, now the tip is, if you see things start to get worse, don't wait and say, this Feng Shui is going to work. This Feng Shui is going to work. This Feng Shui is going to work. If you start seeing, because water is powerful, if you start seeing things getting worse, you turn that water feature off. Do yourself a favor. Turn it off. Because that's a very good sign that that is the wrong placement for you. Okay? Got it? All right. And the second one, which I kind of, I kind of mentioned it earlier, using advice not specific to period and facing. If you see a book, or if you go to a teacher, or if you get a consultant, okay, and they don't ask you when you move in, and they don't use a compass, and we'll talk about that in a minute, then that is not real Feng Shui. Okay, because again, you cannot expect generic information to work for each and every home. That just simply doesn't make sense. Just like every human being has a different thumbprint, right? Fingerprint. Every house has a different blueprint. Even if they have the same facing, the layout is different, right? Just like in a condo, and this is how I help my clients choose units in a condo. The whole condo building has the same period, has the same facing, but different layouts would have different prosperity, how one unit will be more prosperous than the other unit. So if you see any information that just goes straight into, place this in this direction, place that in that direction, And even worse, some school of Feng Shui use the door as the determinant of the direction. That is an all-out wrong. Okay? That is the red flag. If the book or the consultant doesn't talk about directions, doesn't talk about, periods of the home or of the building, doesn't talk about facing in terms of the directions or even the sitting, those who are a little bit more advanced, you need to put that book down. You need to click off out of that website. You need to maybe save your money and not pay that Feng Shui consultant, because I can guarantee you that the information they give you will be wrong. Okay? The third one is this. Now, I know most of us who are spiritually inclined, who are into metaphysical and spiritual knowledge, most of us, not all of us, but most of us have good heart. We have good intention. So when we learned about this, hey, I heard Feng Shui can help with health, it can help with money, it can help with career, it can help with relationship, it can help with fertility. Let me help you. Let me go into your house and do what this book told me. Right? And so a couple of situations where this has happened to a client, and it was just heartbreaking, because the remedies or the placements that, well-meaning friends and family did for them actually had really bad consequences, and it wasn't clarified up until I came and took a look at the house. Okay? So, for instance, a client wanted to get pregnant. And the master bedroom, those of you who know your Flying Star Feng Shui, I'm testing you now. The master bedroom has Mountain Star 5, Water Star 2. And we know Mountain Star deals with the people, right? Deals with the health and the relationship. Now, what is the element of the number 5? Those of you guys who know, how many people watching me right now? Feel free to say what the element is for number 5. Very well-meaning in-laws comes in and say, hey, I heard this is going to help you get pregnant. So put boulders, well, not boulders, but like big rocks under the bed. Now, my students, those of you guys who are watching me right now, what is the element of rock? It's earth. What is the element of number 5? It's earth. What does number 5 do to health and relationship? Well, it definitely is not supportive in terms of getting pregnant. And that small boulder under the bed, strengthens the number 5, which strengthens the negative energy. Which means, in terms of wanting to get pregnant, it was already an uphill climb with the permanent energy that was already there. It's an even tougher climb with more earth elements under there. And that was done thinking that was going to help. In fact, it was the total opposite. Okay? And miscarriages happened. Now, if you want to experiment with Feng Shui and you're not properly trained, okay, and I mean properly trained, you guys, like if you go to an online course, like really look at where the teacher got their training, okay? There's real courses and there's just play Feng Shui, to be honest with you. If you want to experiment with Feng Shui, do it with just yourself, just your home. Unless and until you are properly certified, you should not go out there and do other people's homes. Not even for your friends and family, not even if they ask you. There is a responsibility when you do Feng Shui for people. It's not play. It's been around for thousands of years. Feng Shui as a body of knowledge It's not a plaything. It needs to be respected. It needs to be handled properly. So if you're not 100% sure of your placement, you do not do it for other people. Okay? Because in my years and years as a consultant, most of the time, it's well-meaning friends and family doing it for them and ended up making things worse. Okay. So that is number 3. So if you've done it, again, I know if you've been doing it for your friends and family, I know you have a good intention. I know you want to help them. It's really hard for us to see people struggling, right? We know Feng Shui to be one of the tools that can change lives, but refer them. Let's say find them a properly trained Feng Shui consultant, or get yourself properly trained, and then you can do it for your friends and family, right? It's a big responsibility. Just like me. I didn't want to start charging people until I got certified through my current grandmaster, because I want to be able to sleep well at night. You know, I mean, there's still other stuff that could be blocking prosperity or abundance from coming into my client's life, but I don't want one of the reasons to be the wrong Feng Shui information that I gave them. Okay? So I highly, highly suggest you keep your experimentations to yourself. The 4th one, relying on trinkets. Again, not a new topic. I've mentioned this many, many times, but I just got another question about this yesterday. I'm like, do not think that a little thing like an amulet or a little hanging or whatever can fix the bad Feng Shui of your home. You need to go back to more. The thing is, I can't give general guidelines, generic guidelines, because there's no such thing as a lot of general generic guidelines. There's only so much I can tell without harming you guys. But if you think a little dragon amulet or a little powerful blessed pendant or whatever it is, or even a little thing that you put on your desk is going to fix the Feng Shui of your home, that's likely not going to be the case, because it wouldn't be remedying the situation based on the energy. Okay? Hope you guys, it's almost like if you have a brain tumor, you don't take an Advil. You know, and Advil's great for a little headache, good for like a little minor issue. But if you have a brain tumor, you need surgery, right? You need scans, you need surgery, you need therapy, other medications to follow that. So if you are led to believe that just carrying a little thing, on your phone or on your bag, on your purse, or just putting, some lucky bamboo in a certain place, that the money tree is going to get you money, you have to see how is it affecting the energy of the space. Okay? And if you Google 5-element theory in Feng Shui, that is the basis of everything. And in the certification course, we'll go through that way, way in depth, right? But what I can say is Google the 5-element theory. Look at the productive cycle. Look at the destructive cycle. Look at the weakening cycle. That is how Feng Shui needs to be done, not by buying trinkets. You're only making the trinket shop rich, okay? Stop wasting your time and stop wasting your money on those, trinket Feng Shui objects that they market to be like all powerful, all life-changing. It just doesn't work that way. All right. because what I see is a lot of people that say, oh, I'm going to spend this money, buy this powerful, blessed amulet, and then everything is going to be okay. No, sorry to say, doesn't work that way. And my final one is not going beyond Feng Shui. So this has always been my message as well, but it's worth repeating. Even if you do the Feng Shui properly, okay, you're already going to see results. You're already going to see shifts. But if you want deeper, more substantial results to speak of, you need to go above and beyond Feng Shui, right? Remember the 3 different kinds of luck. Heaven luck, earth luck, mankind luck. I don't think I have it in here. Heaven luck, earth luck, mankind luck. So you do your Feng Shui, but you need to make sure that your actions align with whatever it is that you want to manifest. So you're doing your Feng Shui for, to find a job, for instance. How now your action wise, how many hours are you spending at the job boards? How many resumes are you sending out? How are you standing out in the sea of other applicants? You need to look at that as well. Feng Shui on its own can only do so much. If you want to do Feng Shui for health, right? You don't just leave it to the Feng Shui to make you healthy. The Feng Shui might bring you opportunities to find a better doctor, to maybe somehow find a better treatment or a solution. Maybe you get into a conversation with someone and they know another therapist that has really good track record in terms of the health challenge that you're seeing. So you want to do Feng Shui and you're activating all your love corners. Remember, love corner is not just one, just like the money corner. The relationship corner is not always the southwest. There's potentially 3 relationship corners. So you activate your relationship corner. You don't just stay at home because, oh, I'm shy, I'm introverted. I still want to be in a relationship, but I don't want to put myself out there. What's going to happen? Feng Shui cannot just have a man drop from the sky. You still need to do, you think I'm joking? I actually see a lot of people who want Feng Shui to do all the manifesting work, and they don't take any other responsibility apart from doing the Feng Shui. They just wash their hands off and they're like, okay, Feng Shui, now do your magic. Does not work that way. Okay. So that's my top 5 in terms of do-it-yourself Feng Shui, in that these are the main downfalls that I see people fall trap inside of. Do you guys have any questions either on my top 5 or any other questions that I did not cover here? Hi Hamad, hi Donna, hi Lee, welcome. Irina is asking, can you come over to see if everything is properly done? I live in Rancho Mirage, California. It's in Palm Springs area. Not at this time. I am actually reducing my private consultation hours because I simply don't have the time. Pretty booked up with a couple of projects that's underway, but there are options. If you join it's still not too late to join my Feng Shui 2018. If you guys go on the website, you'll get more information on that. And I might actually just reduce the pricing on that today as well, since we are in July. So I'm going to reduce the pricing on that. Crystal clear, Hamad? Yay. Day's asking how to learn more about Feng Shui. I don't know where you're located, Day, but I know it's hard. Like, it's easier if you're in Southeast Asia where you have more classical information, classical teachers that can teach you the proper way. I do have a basic one in that Feng Shui 2018, if you go to this website here, fengshui2018.com, gets you ready for the year. And that actually deals with most of the 5 points that I talked about. I help you determine the period and the facing of your home. I help you to determine water placement, if your house can take water features for this year. I help you to activate the good energy and remedy the negative energy without relying on trinkets. And I also have bonus webinars where we go above and beyond Feng Shui. We did energy healing, we did meditation, we did visualization, where, so I didn't even think of it, but almost all of my 5 points that I covered today is actually going to be addressed in FENGSHUI-2018.com. That is a great place to start. Yes, Renee just got it. That's a great place to start. And if you want to go deeper into manifesting, not just with Feng Shui, but manifesting with law of attraction, manifesting with energy healing, manifesting with crystals and essential oils and angelic rituals, then that's manifestingcode.com here. So Feng Shui 2018 is more as a beginner, and then manifestingcode.com is more in-depth, and I have more Feng Shui information there. Like we mentioned about the water placement for your money corner. I talk about the 3, potentially 4, depending on your home, money corners where you can activate for money. That's covered in Manifesting Code, because that, to be honest, is pretty advanced stuff. So that needs a little bit more hand holding. And Manifesting Code, and both of them actually really have Facebook groups where you can ask me questions. Okay, so it's not going to be like a one-on-one consultation, because honestly, I can't take on anymore. Once in a while, my schedule does open up and I'll take on like 1 or 2. But at this point, it is pretty packed. Hello, Tracy. Hey, Rejoice. Shantanu, could I recommend anyone from India at this point? No, I don't really know a lot of consultants from India. And talking about that, if you guys are asking about referrals, because I am stepping down on my Feng Shui consulting, I'm still getting people, as you can see, I'm still getting people who want consults. So my strategy from this point onwards, those who are certified under me, I am doing, just give me a minute here. Let me post this up really quickly in case, I wasn't planning on talking about this today, but if you guys want to. So some of you guys may or may not know that I am holding my Feng Shui certification course. Again, it's great if you want to start a business as a Feng Shui consultant, but it is also great if you want to just make sure you get the right Feng Shui knowledge so that you can use this your whole life. Okay, I know it's not cheap. I know it isn't a time and a money investment, but honestly, this will break through a lot of your confusion and frustration with your Feng Shui journey thus far. So in terms of getting certified, Tracy, try to see if you can join me in the next course, maybe in February next year. Okay, so maybe prepare for that. And for this course coming up next week, actually, we start next Thursday. I have people from the UK, I have people from Australia coming. So of the students that come to me in the course, I'm going to be keeping my eye out to see who has potential and who wants to do this as a Feng Shui consultant. Okay. It does take a certain type of person to be able to be successful in this, right? In any business, but specifically in a more spiritual, metaphysical realm in terms of entrepreneurship. So those of you, those students who are taking the certification course with me, they will, they can potentially be invited to come on my team. So then when I get people asking about consults and I'm not able to take them on personally, then I funnel them to my students on my team. Okay? So why do I do that? One, I want to make sure they're properly trained. And I also want to train them in terms of the kind of feng shui report that needs to be given out to the client, in terms of the written report, because I've seen written report by other feng shui consultants and it's nothing. It's like 1 page of nothing. And I don't want that. I really want my clients to, the ones who do the full private consult, I want them to really know the permanent energy, the annual energy, the monthly energy of their home. So I have a format in my written consult that I will teach the ones who end up being on my team. So that's it. So if someone from India comes and takes my course, then Shantanu, then I will have someone from India that I can refer you to. Okay. Right now I don't have anyone. So that is it. If you guys don't have any other questions with regards to, you know, do it yourself feng shui, I'm just going to end it here. And I'll see you guys in a week. So next week will be the day before my course starts. Irina asked, when can I see this video again? It will be on replay on my Facebook page. How did you find me? It will be on replay on my Facebook page. And I will upload it to my YouTube channel as well. So you guys can see it in a few different ways. If you follow me on Instagram, you will also see bits and pieces of it on Instagram. So look me up over there. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Thanks for the questions. Take care.